Good evening. Welcome to another edition of the 411 Talk Zone radio show. My name is Leon Jones, and during this segment, I'm actually going to do one of Kendra G's videos. Now, this is not a reaction video. This is an example of delusion. So, with delusion, there's entitlement. In fact, the woman is a Gen X woman. She's 6 years younger than I am. I don't even remember what her name is. I think it's Jaleesa. She claims to have all these properties in Harlem, New York, and she's looking for a man who has a net worth of $1 million. She claims to want a man who's physically fit, yet she's 5'7", 183 pounds. She claims to want a man with all of his teeth. Now, teeth are an issue to some individuals. I do understand that. But here's the key. And I've been in this situation myself. This woman has been married 3 times. Now, I've never been married 3 times, but here's the kicker. She's been married 3 times, and a third husband doesn't want to let her go. So in actuality, she's separated. She's looking for basically a single man. She doesn't want a married man, but yet she's a married woman. Now, here's the problem I have with that. Because you have a lot of money, and women have to understand this. We men do not care about how much money you have. In fact, most of you women who have all of the drama going on with you, we're going to use you as a human toilet anyway. That's it. Some call it pumping and dumping. I nicknamed it smash and dash. That is your value to us. Now, again, before I go on, I don't hate women. My channel is not about hating women. I do a lot of psychological topics here. And what I'm exposing is the behavior. And see, a lot of you brothers, when you go out and look for a woman, you look at the outside too much. Start looking at the behavior. Now, I'm going to share my screen. And before I share my screen, I'm going to stop sharing this one. Let me share it again here. Here we go. This is what I want to share with you all. Fair use. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyright motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 USC 7, USC 107. USC 107 stands for United States Code, I believe, but fair use. Now, again, Miss Kendra G, she's going to tell you why this woman is delusional. Now, again, I am not doing a reaction video. I'm simply dissecting the delusional and entitled behavior of this woman. Fair use. Fair use. Again, I'm looking at the delusion and I'm looking at the psychology or the behavior of this woman, which delusion is behavioral. Let's start the show.
Hi, Kendra. Oh my God.
I can't see your face though.
I'm so sorry, Kendra.
I mean, this woman already, if you look at the screen, looks like she doesn't even know how to operate the computer. The lighting is terrible. And in my humble opinion, she is in her bathrobe. But this woman has several red flags. Kendra and I am going to point them out. Fair use. Let's continue.
You gotta get us light. Like the light gotta be in your face.
Okay.
That's better. And wipe your screen.
Hi.
Wipe your screen too. Wipe your screen.
Wipe my screen.
Ooh, child, y'all don't be ready.
I don't know how to do this.
Okay, here's what I'm going to say. Whenever you come on anybody's show, and that includes being on my panel too, because I do look at individuals, how they present themselves. But this woman, who's 51 years old, is looking for a man. But she's already presenting herself as somebody not to take serious. Why? Because she doesn't respect herself. And in my humble opinion, she's not respecting the host. The host is taking her time to set her up with meeting a man. But this woman, as we go on, she's going to have a number of red flags, and then you're going to hear the delusion and the entitlement come from her. And I'm going to point it out. Fair use. Let's continue.
I'm sorry. I didn't think you was gonna pick me. Oh my God. I love you. I love your show. You are so beautiful.
I love you too. I need a dollar for every time somebody says, I think you was gonna pick me. Why do y'all push the request?
Oh my God. I just didn't think you would ever pick me. I tried to get on before, but you never picked me. So
Well, the reason why I believe she never picked you is because, number one, you haven't presented yourself correctly. Again, you might sound jovial, but see, here's the problem with social media. And the way Kendra has it set up, you can think of this as being on a dating site like a Plenty of Fish or an OK Cupid or any of these other dating sites out there. The problem with a number of these individuals, men and women, I'm going to veer off a little bit, who are looking for individuals, is you really don't know what's going on in that head of theirs. They appear one way, but then once you hear them talk, the conversation turns left. Let's continue.
I didn't think it was ever gonna happen.
Well, you're here, but I gotta get better light. So the thing is, I want the light to be in your face and just wipe your screen for me, boo. Wipe the screen. Like use your shirt because it's blurry.
Okay. And oh wow.
Okay, can you turn around and look at the light, please? How old are you?
51.
This woman is 51 years old. Okay, 6 years younger than I am, as I stated before. She's been given some directions to get some better lighting. How long is it going to take for her to get better lighting? Now, this is the one who believes that a man should look at her as the prize. But again, she's coming on a single site, not prepared to get a single man. Now, when we go forward, you're really going to see what's going on in this woman's head. Again, this is not a reaction video. This is a video exposing two behavioral effects that I see: entitlement and delusion. Fair use. Let's go.
Oh my God.
Hi.
Clean your nose. What is
Is
wrong
that
with my nose? Someone told me to clean my nose. I broke 2 nails. There ain't nothing wrong with my nose. Oh, I got a pimple right here.
okay? Better?
That's
Better?
a pimple. Sorry. Say what? No, it ain't better. The light next.
Now, again, if you're looking at this woman, Kendra is very patient with her because I would have already let her go. She doesn't have any lighting. Again, look at what she's wearing. She looks like she's wearing a robe. She looks like she is, in my humble opinion, she is not able to listen or comprehend what Kendra is saying about her lighting. Now, if you look at the video, it's kind of blurry. You look at Kendra's video and you look at, I don't even know what her name is, Jaleesa. It's like she's almost sitting in the dark. I don't know if she has a ring light, but these are the details that tell me something about a person. It's almost like camming up. You have a number of individuals here on YouTube that are afraid to cam up. Why? Number one, they could have a dirty house. Number two, they don't look presentable. And number three, they know if they cam up, and these are the ones who've made fun of other people who have already cammed up, they're going to be talked about. And when they're talked about, their reputation is going to be gone. But again, this woman, she's got a blurry picture. She's in a bathrobe. She's looking for a man. She's 51. She cannot comprehend the technology. My question is, why would you be on a dating site? Or why would you be looking for somebody? Fair use. Let's continue. It gets better.
You turn around. The light got to be in your face. It's like a shadow, boo. Okay, that's better. That's better.
Hi.
All right, let's go. Let's try. I won't get frustrated with you. I know you've been trying to go on the show.
I'm sorry.
What's your name, baby?
Shani Richardi.
What's your name?
Shani.
Channy?
Yeah, Shani.
So this woman, it says her name is Channy or Shani. Which one is it? Is this woman for real? As a guy looking at this woman, are you going to take her seriously? I'm not. Because she's already rubbed me the wrong way because of her lack of comprehension and her lack of paying attention to detail. Again, she's 51 years old. She should know better. But I guarantee she's going to think she's the prize, regardless of what I or anyone else think of her, or regardless of how many red flags she has. But watch as the video continues, the information she gives out or she divulges the information. And as a man, see if you're going to take her seriously. Let's continue.
Shani.
Channy, let me ask you a question, boo. Are you able to move from this one position in your house?
I have like a broken ankle right now, and it's kind of hard to really.
Live streaming can be tricky, and sometimes trying to find the right software.
Around.
Number one, okay, you got a broken ankle. You can't move around. So here's my question. You're walking on crutches. How are you going to be available to a man? Is a man going to understand that you have an injury? Some men might, some men might not. But if your health is not well, whether it's physically, emotionally, and psychological, should you be looking for somebody? Because I've already gone through 2 minutes and 9 seconds of this video, and I can already see she's a waste of time. And again, as a man, there's no way that I'm going to take her seriously. Let's continue. Fair use.
Okay.
Sorry.
Can you just turn? Okay. So can you turn over and face the light? There's a light next to you. Can you
Yes.
turn and have that light in front of your face?
Is that better?
This is better. Okay. So you're not able to walk because you have a broken ankle. You have on clothes?
Yes. Yes. I had an accident a few weeks ago, and I have a broken ankle, and I'm sorry.
Okay, I understand that she got into an accident. Okay, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt right there. However, she's wasted a lot of time. Normally, Kendra is getting right into the conversation. The women are already divulging information about themselves. This video is now going on for 2.5 minutes. She still, in my humble opinion, is not properly set with the lighting. I mean, yes, I can see part of her head, but the top part of her head is chopped off. I don't even know if she's done her hair. Again, she says she has a broken ankle. I believe she has a broken ankle. The question is, if your health isn't great, why are you looking for somebody? There are a number of women and men who are in certain positions and they think they can have a relationship when in the end, all they're doing is wasting their time and the other person's time. And I'm getting on this woman because she's 51 years old. She should know better. If she has enough battle scars from past relationships, she should understand that when you are looking for somebody, your appearance should be much better. Shouldn't look like you just came out of the shower. Fair use.
Okay, that's better. Okay. All right. So Chaney's your name?
Yes, Shani.
Chaney?
Yes.
Chaney. Chaney, where you calling us from?
I'm in upstate New York.
Upstate New York. You say you're 51, right?
Yes.
What do you do for a living?
Financial advisor. I also own properties that I rent out to people, and I'm very busy with that.
Okay. It's from upstate New York. Probably when I say upstate New York, it could be Schenectady, Troy, Albany, Utica, Syracuse, Binghamton, regardless. Now, she says she's a financial advisor and she owns properties and she rents them out. Okay, now, here's the question. What do the properties look like? Where are the properties? She says she's pretty busy. So if you are very busy, how do you have time to have a man? Do you run all the properties by yourself? Are you a management company? Do you take these properties and flip them? And see, you have a number of females coming on here saying they're entrepreneurs and they're either using social media or they're flipping houses. And some people who get in the flipping house business or the real estate business don't make money because it is a lot of competition there. Now, she's in upstate New York. Now, where are her properties? Where are her properties? That's the question. Fair use. Let's continue.
Okay. Do you have any kids?
I have 2 grown sons.
How old are they?
They are 18 and 31.
Same father?
No, different fathers. I was married to both of their fathers.
Why'd you get divorced?
One of my husbands passed away in a construction accident. He was
Sorry to hear that.
hard.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, thank you very much. He didn't get divorced. He passed away. We were very happy. My second husband, just didn't work out.
Okay, here's the thing. Okay. The vague answer that she's given. Now she has 2 kids, 18 and 31. Now, to me, I have to ask this question. Is that 18-year-old still living at home? Generally, a number of women will say, well, we got grown kids. I've even heard them say their kids are 16 and 18. No, if your kids are living at home, regardless of how old they are, they're living at home. They're going to be a problem living at home unless, okay, you have minor kids, it's your responsibility to take care of them. But if they're grown kids, okay, what is the 18-year-old doing and what is the 31-year-old doing? She hasn't said anything about her grown kids living at home. Now, unfortunately, she had a husband that passed away in a construction accident. I feel bad for that. I work in construction, so I know how dangerous construction can be. But now, the second husband, she said it didn't work out. Well, why didn't it work out? Well, I guarantee this woman is going to put it all on him, like she wasn't part of the relationship not working out. So I can't hear the second husband's side of the story, but I'm gonna hear her side of the story, and she's gonna sound like it's all his fault. If you don't believe me, she's gonna tell you as I continue with this video. Fair use.
Okay, just didn't work out. Do you want to get married again?
Actually, I've been married 3 times.
What happened with the third marriage?
We broke up like 5 months ago.
So what?
Oh my goodness. The trifecta, she struck out. Okay, the first one, of course, perished. That was not a divorce. She was a widow. The second one, it didn't work out. Why didn't it work out? And now the third one. She's been married 3 times. And I guarantee she's going to say she wants marriage again. And something I'm going to find in this video, I'm probably going to find some hypocrisy when Kendra starts throwing some truth at this woman. You don't believe me? Let's continue. Fair use.
5 months ago, how long was you married to him?
6 years.
So
All right, let me stop it again right here. You have to listen to what she's saying very carefully. So she was married 6 years to her third husband. Now, she's been divorced for just 5 months. My question is, why are you out here looking for another man? Correction. She's not divorced. She's not, I don't believe she's divorced. Because I didn't hear her say she divorced that third husband. Apparently, they separated, and they've been separated for 5 months. I know I've been in this situation before. Individuals are single, or they're playing as if they were single, just because you're not with the ex in the same house, legally, you are still married. So after 5 months, she and that person haven't been together physically. My question is, why are you looking for a relationship? Should you not be taking the time to get yourself together? Again, 5 months, that's not even a half a year. Why are you out trying to date someone else when you haven't handled what happened in the past? Fair use. Let's continue.
you like being married.
Yes, I do. I love being married.
So what?
Now, again, she says she likes being married. She loves being married. But when the questions start coming to her, you're going to see the hypocrisy come from this lady. You're going to see the delusion. She's going to mention that she's successful with all this money. This is what they try to cover themselves up with. They try to hide under church. They try to hide under their degree. They try to hide under their money. They try to hide under everything to keep from being accountable for themselves. If you don't believe me, fair use. Let's continue.
Why did you, in the last one, why didn't that work out?
He was just a liar. And it's just a lot of things. We couldn't get along anymore. Everything was good in the beginning, and now
Okay, according to her, she says he was a liar and they couldn't get along, and there were other things. Okay. Are you perfect, Patty? I mean, this is what gets me with some of these females when it comes to a relationship. They end up blaming the other person, and the other person is not even there to defend themselves. So what they can do, they can always exaggerate, because you have a lot of ignorant people out here who are going to believe a female's story, because a number of females bond over their problems. And this is why, as men, you need to start asking questions about a woman's past. And if she's not going to give you certain answers, or she doesn't want to give you certain answers, you already have your answer. Run for the hills, brothers. Run for the hills. Fair use. Let's continue.
after a while, it just fell apart.
Okay.
I,
So
I don't.
Say again?
I don't really know what happened. It just fell apart. Like
Okay, now she says she really doesn't know what happened. It fell apart. So you said on one hand he was a liar and other things happened, but it fell apart, but you don't know what happened. Which is it? Now that we have two conflicting positions here, that's known as cognitive dissonance. So she's got two conflicting issues. You don't know what happened. He's a liar. Sounds cognitive to me, but we'll get more information from her. Let's continue. Fair use.
after a while, I just don't know. I'm getting really bad energy from him. So I decided just to, we just decided to go our own separate ways. But we are still legally married, separated. It's been about
Yeah.
7.
So you're married right now?
Okay, another thing that's troubling to me. I don't like the word vibe. I don't like the word energy. Okay. The bottom line is, he and you weren't made. You and him weren't made for each other. But apparently, when a third husband came into the picture, you were married 6 years. So when the third husband came into the picture, you had a son that was 12, and then you had another son that was 25. Could they have had an issue with the man you were with? Because again, when I talk about dating women with kids, especially the older ones, because you have a number of women who are in my age group who are still raising kids, and they're raising their grandkids as well. Could that not have been a problem with the third husband? Did the kids like him? Because the third husband was a stepdaddy. Heck, the second husband was a stepdaddy. But in the end, when it comes to answering specific questions or really getting deep with this conversation, I believe she had issues before she got married. The first guy married her when she was more youthful. The third guy got her when she was in her 40s. Now, did she hit the wall? Because there are different ways you can hit the wall. I believe she had some psychological issues. And the third husband, he didn't want to be with her. The kids probably didn't like him either. Probably had both of them living at home. He didn't have any power in the house. Now, according to her, he might have not had enough money for her because she was probably making more money than he was, according to her. Now, this is what I'm thinking. But let's continue.
Yes, I'm still legally married. We're not together.
Okay, when are you gonna?
Okay. That wasn't hard for me to figure out. She's still legally married. Ladies, when you're separated, it does not mean the marriage has been dissolved. You have to go through court procedures to get the marriage dissolved. The papers must be signed. So she's still married, but says she loves marriage. There's nothing wrong with loving marriage. She's got to be able to sustain a marriage. And looking at her, she doesn't stay committed long enough. Maybe she got bored in the marriage. Maybe she wanted somebody else. But this woman is 51 years old. She didn't come on board this conversation with Kendra prepared to even have a man. So as a man, am I going to take her seriously? Hell no. Let's continue.
Be officially divorced.
We're working on it.
So if you're married, why are you on my show?
Because I need to meet somebody.
Okay, that's the question. You're married. You say you need to meet somebody. If you meet somebody, where are you going to go with meeting somebody? Are you going to be a friend? Because basically, you're in a position that you're going to be smashed and dashed. No man is going to take you seriously, and you're not coming to the table with honesty. And Kendra's not asking you the tough questions like I would ask you. My question is, why would a man want to date you? Now, Kendra's going to end up asking her later, probably, but I would be asking her right now, why would a man date you? She's going to give me a cockamamie story, of course. Fair use, let's continue.
You know,
But you're married. You don't want to get your, when are you going to get your, like, I mean, this happens a lot. I get people who are separated.
Again, this is where the delusion's coming in. People who are separated have this delusion that they're no longer married. They're playing single because they want to find somebody in their life. I mean, I had a woman tell me that one time. Oh, well, I'm looking to be married. And this woman went to church. I said, well, you know, fooling with you, it could be adultery. You need to get a divorce before you think about a man in your life. And right here, this is the delusion I'm telling you about right here. This is it. And she's going to feel entitled because she makes money. Fair use. If you don't believe me, listen to the video.
But married on the show. Y'all know it's for single people. So you got to at least, if you're going to be separated, you just say, you don't know when you're going to get divorced. Child, what kind of man supposed to jump into that?
You'd be surprised.
I'd be surprised. No, I wouldn't. Look, you're separated. I'm not going to take you seriously. I'm not going to take you out on a date. Hopefully, if all ends well, I'm hitting that ass at the end of the night. That is all you are worth. HT human toilet. That is your worth to me and probably some of these other individuals out here, because you're coming up here with all this delusion like you are the prize. Who in the world is going to deal with, number one, you're 51 years old. You've already been married 3 times. So that tells me right there that marriage, you may love it, but it's not for you. So what I'm going to say is this. Best thing for you to do is be by yourself or just have friends. Because in the long run, you're not built for a long-term relationship. You got too much delusion and entitlement going on right now. Fair use. Let's continue.
It's like we don't live together, so it's not like he's living with me and I'm lying to anybody. I always tell people my situation.
But so what if you don't live with each other? You're talking about a man, you're still married. Another man can't marry you until you get a divorce from your previous man. And then if that does happen, who would want to marry you? That's the question. I mean, you might luck up and get some younger guy out here who wants an older woman, but all he's going to want from you is, if he's a homosexual, has no money, he's going to want your money if you have money, or he's just going to want to have sex with you. You don't believe me? Watch more of this delusion. Fair use.
When I meet them and they understand, and I haven't seen this man, we're not doing nothing. He texts me a couple of times, but I don't want to be bothered with him. And I actually had to block.
Now you're saying this man isn't doing anything. And what do you mean not doing anything? Are you talking about working, or is he not making as much money as you are? And you said you had to block him from texting you. Well, you are what you attract. If you want a divorce, you say you're working on it, you have to ask him this question. Does he want the divorce? And if he's texting you, sounds like he doesn't want the divorce. So, in other words, you may not be lying conscious. You might not be lying to a number of guys, but your actions are going to tell you everything. They're going to tell the guy everything. Guy's not going to take you seriously at all. And you're 51 years old. And I'm 57 years old, and guys my age want younger women. They don't want women like you. You've been through too much drama. Your life is drama. And even if you were divorced, you need to seek help to get yourself together. In fact, if you just get out of a marriage and you got the divorce, you need to wait 2 to 3 years until you're settled in with yourself, and then you go out and find somebody else. She is trying to open one door before she closes another. Fair use.
Block him this morning because he keeps on texting me, want to get back together. But
Oh, you blocked him. He wants to get back together with you. So in actuality, he does not want the divorce. You want the divorce. So if he's not going to give you a divorce, what options do you have? The only thing that you can be is somebody's friend. And a number of guys, especially if they have money, they have options themselves. They're not going to want someone like you. You're too dangerous. Right now, I see the delusion, and I've already saw cognitive dissonance. And now you're going to have the attitude of entitlement, because somewhere along the line, you're going to bring up your accomplishments. You're going to bring up your money. You don't believe me? Fair use.
we're not together, and we have no chance of getting together again. It's over. I'm done with this man emotionally. I just want somebody new in my life right now.
Okay, you say you are done with this man. This is what you're saying on Kendra's show. What makes individuals like myself or any other man who would be looking for a woman think that you're not going back there having sex with this man, because there are a number of women out there that they're going back having sex with their ex-husbands and their babies' daddies. Although we might not know it, they are. So it sounds like he doesn't want to get rid of you quickly, or he doesn't want to get rid of you at all. So again, you're 51 years old, you've been married 3 times, you got an 18, you got a 31-year-old kid. I don't know if they're living at home with you or not. You haven't told me anything about them. One of your husbands perished in construction. You married another guy, you said he lied, and then you don't know what happened. That's where the cognitive dissonance came in. And now you have been separated and living separate from your ex-husband for 5 months, and you're looking for somebody new. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Fair use. Let's continue.
Now,
So
And-
so 2 questions. First question: the men you say that don't mind it, why aren't you with those guys then? Why aren't you settled down with any of them?
it's just like I go places. I go to the supermarket, the gas station. I meet people here and there, and I just haven't met anybody that I really like yet. Also,
Now, this woman up here thinks she's the prize just because you go to the supermarket or the gas station. What do you look like when you go to the supermarket? Do you have a bonnet on your head? Are you approachable? These are questions that Kendra's not asking, but I would ask. And then, how are you communicating? You say because you don't like. Well, just because a man says hi, it doesn't mean he likes you either. Or just because he gives you the eye, doesn't mean he wants you either. So you're now talking like you're the prize. You are not the prize. You're a 51-year-old delusional woman who thinks because you are a woman that a man should date you. But you got too many red flags out here, and I'm already seeing it, and I'm not even asking you the questions. So, men, this is what you have to do when you deal with a woman. You have to vet her and vet her good. Don't trust a big butt and a smile, because that'll get you in a lot of trouble. Start getting into her mind, mental state. Because if she's not together mentally, I don't care how good she looks, she's going to be dangerous. And it could bring your life down. Fair use. Let's continue.
also, I live in a suburban area, and it's mostly, I'd say, predominantly white, and I just haven't really met anybody. Black men, I prefer to be with black men. And it's mostly predominantly white area, so there's really nobody hanging around. And I'm always driving. I'm always in a car, so it's
Okay, so you claim you want a black man. You live in a predominantly area that is white. You want a black man. So there are not a lot of black men around. Okay, but you're not out there walking around. You're driving in a car. Why are you driving in a car? Are you that important? Are you showing houses? I mean, you say you own all this property, but where do you own this property? You're in upstate New York in the suburbs. What do you expect to find in the suburbs in upstate New York? Now, you could be in Nyack, you could be in Westchester County, you could be in White Plains. You haven't really specified where you are. But the reason why you're not meeting men is you're driving in your car. So you're acting like you're this businesswoman, the prize. But you've been married 3 times. And you're already separated, looking for a man. So right then and there, why would a man who has himself together, particularly a black man, you said you want a black man, why would he be looking for you? Answer that question. Fair use. Let's continue.
kind of hard to really meet people up here, like where I live at.
So
So that
I got a question. what is the holdup on you getting officially divorced? Like, I
I,
don't understand. Like, why can't that be your priority of making your divorce finalized?
that is my priority, actually. I've actually filed like 3 years ago, and I have everything because there's properties involved. There's a lot of money on the table, a lot of things going on financially, and it's very complicated. I have actually got an attorney involved, and I filed for a divorce officially 2 weeks ago. So I am trying.
Okay, you filed for it 2 weeks ago, so you say you have properties involved. Okay. Did you, for your husbands, like I would tell a man, did you have a prenuptial agreement? I mean, yes, with properties, it's going to take a little longer, but you just filed according to you. So until the divorce is final, you shouldn't be looking for a man. Because all you're doing is bringing more and more chaos to his life. And men, we want peace. We don't want chaos. Fair use. Let's continue.
But this thing is going to take a while because he's just not going to give in. And it's just really complicated right now, Kendra.
Okay, if your life is complicated, you must be singing some Leela James. It's just too complicated. If your life is that complicated, you don't need to be out here dating. That's what you need to know. I mean, you already have a broken ankle, so your health isn't where it's supposed to be right now. You said you're going through a divorce. You have all these properties. You have lawyers. Why are you looking for a man? That's the question. Fair use. Let's continue.
So you just filed for divorce 2 weeks ago.
Yes, officially, yes.
You know, we're gonna proceed, but you're a red flag to me. I really think. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I get people.
No, you should not proceed. That's the problem, Kendra. This woman is not dating material. She has too much going on in her life to be looking for another man. And all she's going to do is screw another man's life up. She already has, she probably has some other psychological issues. Like, is this woman selfish? Does this woman have OCD? Does this woman have the princess syndrome? It seems to me that she is delusional right now. Because she has all this drama in her life, she thinks by finding another man, that's going to wipe all that drama away. It's not. You're just going to complicate your life even more. And you're 51 years old, and the older you get, the more health problems you have. Are you taking any medication? It's another question to ask. Fair use. Let's continue.
People that are separated. Usually they're separated for a year. They can give me, I've been separated. The divorce gonna be finalized in a week or two. But I appreciate you being honest. But you just filed for divorce, and you're admitting this is gonna be a while. So you probably are gonna be a legally married man. Woman for another year and a half, probably, huh? At least.
Probably so. I mean, I hate to say it, but yeah, that's just how it is. I mean, it's nothing I could do. I've tried.
That's just how it is. If that's just how it is, you should not be looking for a man until you got your life situated. That's pure selfishness. You're only thinking about yourself. You're not thinking about any man that comes into your life. I don't care how truthful you're being on this show, but the bottom line is you are in a chaotic situation, and you need to, again, before you open one door, you need to close the other door. Let's continue. Fair use.
Tried, and he just won't. He's not going to give in. He told me he's never going to leave me alone. And
Okay, so you got a crazy. Okay, so get this. Now you're giving us
If he's never going to leave, then what the hell did you marry a crazy man for? So he's one that is going to tell you, if I can't have you, no one else can have you. So you have this third crazy husband who doesn't want a divorce, but you want a divorce, but you're looking for a man. Now you're not living together. Does he know where you live? If you were out there with a man, is he going to try to take both of you out? He's that crazy. And this is what you're saying. Again, I don't have his side of the story. I have what you're telling Kendra. And what I'm saying is a whole lot of drama. Why would a man want to deal with this? I mean, you could be easy for some sex, but that's about it. Because you're going to waste his time. He's not going to have peace around you. You're too old to have this type of drama. Let's continue. Fair use.
That's the honest truth. You said you had to block your husband today because he wants to get back with you.
Yes.
You just said he's never going to leave you alone, and you want a new man to sign up for this?
I mean, I want to make it seem like that. I mean, he can't come to my house because he
can't come to your house. We're going to meet at a hotel. So you're in a crazy situation here. Why would a man sign up for that? Why would he? See, you're all over the place right now. What you need right now is to sit down with a therapist and let him deprogram you because you're extremely delusional. This is what I'm telling you all. You got to look at the behavior patterns of some of these individuals that Kendra has on her show. And a number of them are 30 and older, and they think they can have a good life, even though they haven't solved their issues in their own lives, like kids, ex-husbands, and babies' fathers, babies' mothers. You can't go on with your life unless you have solved your problems, because you're just going to destroy someone else's. That's a fact. Fair use. Let's continue.
He doesn't even know where I'm at. I had to leave our home and go to, one of my places that I own. I have a couple of properties in New York, so I just went.
Okay, so he doesn't know where you're at. You had to go to a couple of your properties in New York. Okay. New York, what? New York City or upstate New York? Where are your properties? And then how many properties do you have? I mean, you act like you are a Donald Trump with a conglomerate of properties. And you look like a bust down right now. And you look homeless. So where are these properties? You don't want them to know where you are. But you picked this man. So part of the relationship not working out is your fault as well. Did you vet this man? Did your kids like this man? Did this man help you out in any way? I'm not getting those answers. Let's continue. Fair use.
Back to my apartment, one of my places. He doesn't really even know really where I am. And he's been calling my mother, and it's just kind of complicated. But
you're gonna play hide and go seek for the rest of your life. He's gonna find you eventually.
You can run, but you can't hide, because he will find you. Because I guarantee your biggest mistake that you are going to have is you probably look on social media. And if you are his wife, he might not know your account, but he knows you may have friended him or you may not have friended him. But family members, he's called your mother. Someone in the family is going to slip, because it happens. Might not be the mother. Could be the aunt. But he's going to find you. He might do something drastic. I hope not. But you have a number of these crazy men out here, especially when they get in their feelings. Because it sounds like he is a type of man that says, if I can't have anybody, you can't have anybody. If I can't have you, no one can have you. Fair use. Let's continue.
Like you can't play. I'm just, listen, we're going to proceed, but I do want you to understand that any guy that comes into your life, he has to accept that you got a crazy husband because legally he's.
Kendra, I don't think you need to proceed. That's the problem. Why are you going to proceed when guys are going to have to put up with the craziness from her husband? I mean, she's already married. Why should a guy have to go through that? Guys, I'm saying this to you right now. Don't date this woman. Do not date this woman. I mean, I don't have the biggest channel in the world, but I'm telling you right now, don't date this woman. If you do, you got a downfall coming in your life. She's extremely delusional. She thinks she's the prize. She's got a lot of drama. And she hasn't been asked any serious questions by people like me, because I would definitely ask her the tough questions. She probably would have hung up on me a long time ago. But let's continue. Fair use.
He's your husband.
Yes, that's true, Kendra. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. But he's not a violent man. He's
crazy. How do you know he's not violent? He's crazy. He's cray-cray. So, again, this is the delusion. She says that's the way it is. So she's thinking about herself, and she doesn't care about any man now that comes in her life that has to deal with this. Oh, well, he's not violent. There's a reason why he and you didn't get along. And what I'm looking at now, it may be because of you. What if you were violent? What if you were bossy? Because a number of women who come up on Kendra's show, they're not vetted hard enough. They can tell you anything. Because the man is not there to defend himself. And again, any man who dates this woman is a fool. She's 51 years old. Now her first husband passed. Her second husband, all she said is he lied, but I don't know what happened. So two conflicting issues right there. Now she said the third husband, to whom she's still married to, but separated, she has to live in other properties that she owns, so she doesn't give him any idea where she is. She says she's started a divorce 2 weeks ago. There's property involved. Here's the question. Just hit me. Is she afraid that the husband is going to get some of that money? Is that why she stalled with the divorce? That's a question that nobody is asking. I'm asking it. Did she sign a prenup? She had a second husband. Did she have to give up anything to the second husband? Questions that have to be asked. Fair use. Let's continue.
actually a very soft-spoken, nice man. It's just we just didn't get along, and I just been feeling bad energy So I just didn't want to.
Knock it off with the energy. The guy, you say he's soft-spoken. Now you're talking with some Stockholm Syndrome now. If he's that bad, now you're defending him now? That's Stockholm Syndrome, where the victim starts defending the perpetrator. Again, I found cognitive dissonance in this video. Now I'm finding Stockholm Syndrome. I'm going to find entitlement. Again, this is why I'm doing this video, to expose the behaviors, the psychological behaviors from some of these women that Kendra interviews for possible dates. And I can tell you right now, she is a no-go in my book. Fair use. Let's continue.
Be with him. We hadn't been intimate for almost a year before we actually physically broke up 7 months ago. Because I just was getting all this bad energy. He didn't want to travel with me anymore. He wanted to travel by himself. And I just felt something was wrong, that he was seeing somebody.
Oh, you felt he was seeing somebody. Now, that's another cliche. Listen, maybe you weren't doing what you were supposed to do. Maybe he wasn't attracted to you. I mean, I don't even know you. And I don't see how any man could be connected to you. I mean, you're 51 years old, and I'm already exposing some of your psychological issues. Who, you talk about energy, you give off bad energy to some of these men. And you don't even realize it, because Kendra's not calling you out for it. I am. Fair use. Let's continue.
And stuff. So I didn't feel right about him and giving myself to him anymore, or giving him any of my energy. So I just left. So I mean,
listen, I am in no way am I saying you have to stay married, right? If you don't want to be married, then you do what you do and you get divorced. I'm just curious, and then we're gonna move on. What would be so hard about just going through the divorce process and then meeting someone? Why do you want to meet someone during this stage of your life?
Now, here's the problem. Again, I've already asked the question Kendra's already asking. Why not the divorce? Now, simply my answer is, and again, I don't like to do it, but I'm speculating right now. She says she owns these properties. Okay. She just filed for divorce 2 weeks ago. Now, if she filed for divorce 2 weeks ago, and it's going to take a long time for the divorce to go through, and there's property involved, and again, is she worried that the husband is going to get some of that property or get some of the assets from the property? That's a question that I'm asking. Fair use. Let's continue.
Life when you are married to somebody else and you just filed for divorce 2 weeks ago? Like, why now, and why not wait until everything is finalized?
Because I mean, that could be years. I'm already in my 50s. I'm not getting any younger. I mean,
that could be, that's another excuse. That could be years. If you have the right lawyers, and generally with the system in place, women get the benefit of divorce anyway. Now, is this a different case? Are you Britney Spears? No. No. Are you Madonna? No. And maybe you want your cake and eat it too. Maybe you don't want the divorce. Because it's easy to come on social media and say what you really do want or what you don't want, but it's your actions. And I just see delusions of grandeur here. She's not telling the truth. She's 51 years old. Well, what you should have done is vetted that guy before you married him. Or you shouldn't have married him at all. Because at that time you were in your 40s. You should have known better. You should have learned from the first two marriages. Apparently you didn't learn. And now the hammer may be dropped on you. But don't drop it on any of these men. Don't involve any of these men into your chaotic life. Fair use. Let's continue.
I'm not going to, I'm almost 60 years old. I mean, you know, I still have some years left. I mean, I don't think I look all that bad. If I wait years, you know, I may not even be around in years. Tomorrow is not promised to anybody. I would love to meet somebody and be.
Now she's giving a sob story. She says, I'm getting close to 60. You're a decade away from 60. And it's not what you would like to do or who you would like to meet. You got to be in a position to meet that person. And right now, you're not in that position because you haven't solved all of your problems. And it's not fair to the guy. You're thinking about yourself. You're not thinking about him. But karma does take effect. Won't come back on you. Fair use. Let's continue.
Relationship. And I know I'm a good person, and one day God will bless me with someone. I go places, you know, I meet people.
Stop thinking that God is going to bless you. I don't care if you go places and you meet people, they're not knocking down your door. Honestly, they're not. Let's continue. Fair use.
A lot. I go to gas stations, supermarket. There's always somebody coming up to me, but it's just I haven't been.
There's always somebody coming up to you, but apparently they're not really checking for you. I mean, what makes you the prize? You're not the prize. And if they're coming up to you, they're not asking you the pointed questions. They're not. It's almost like a high and by. And then you're going to say you're not interested in that guy. He might not be interested in you. It's a two-way street out here. Fair use. Let's continue.
Feeling anybody.
Y'all
like,
be using God's name in any way y'all want to use it. So you a married woman, you asking God to bless you with a boyfriend?
well, I mean, I'm married in name only. We're not together, Kendra. I haven't been intimate with this man. Nothing. We weren't.
You still married. It doesn't matter. Knock off the BS. You are married. The bottom line is the divorce isn't final. Stop using God's name in vain because God has a way of destroying you as well. But it seems to me that a number of you women out there love to hide under God, your degrees, and your money. And guess what? You still end up with drama. Fair use. Let's continue.
Intimate like a year before I physically broke up with him. So I wouldn't consider that being together. It's just marriage in name only. I mean, he doesn't want to give me a divorce. He won't answer the paperwork. You know, he's been served like twice. He won't answer the papers. He told me he's not going to leave me. I'm going to take him back. He's obsessed with me. He won't leave me alone. I don't know if somebody wants to sign up for that, whatever, but I don't know.
What kind of man you looking for, Jennifer?
I'm Shani.
I'm sorry, Shani. This is Shani,
Yes.
upstate New York. 50.
Hell, it's funny. Kendra even forgot her name because she was talking with this delusions of grandeur and this Stockholm Syndrome and entitlement. Now here's the key. What kind of man is this woman looking for? Fair use. Let's continue.
51, financial advisor, 2 grown
Yes.
children, 18 to 31.
Yes.
Has been married 3 times, still currently married. And what kind of man are you looking for?
Just a nice man, nice guy that has goods, someone who has at least $1 million in net worth.
Did you all hear that? She wants a guy, said a nice guy, but that guy must have $1 million in net worth. My question is, does she have $1 million in net worth? And I'm asking this question because yet another, particularly Black women that come up here with the entrepreneurship attitude, act like they have all this money. Remember, it's not how much you gross, it's how much you have left after your taxes and all of your expenses are gone. And then many of you sisters, you go out and buy material items anyway, so you don't invest in the stock market, most of you anyway. You don't invest your money. You spend your money on material items. That's all you do. Many of you don't have any money. So just because you make 6 figures or $1 million, it doesn't mean you're rich. Many of you don't understand what wealth is, but you think because you make a lot of money, you're rich. You're not. A number of you are poor because you don't know how to manage your money. Fair use. Let's continue.
What? What you
Yeah.
say?
Dollars in net worth.
Wait, say it one more time.
He has to have $1 million in net, or I'm not even gonna date him.
1 million. Now, in scientific notation, we call it 1 times 10 to the 6th in engineering, which is 1 million. 1 comma 6 zeros. Net worth, or she's not dating the guy. So my question is, let's sit back. You got 2 grown kids. I don't know if those grown kids are living with her or not. You've been married 3 times. You're still married, although you're living in separate properties. You're still married. What guy in his right mind with a net worth of $1 million plus is going to sign up for this? And if he did, why would he do it? That's the question. Let's continue. Fair use.
Okay, and that's the way I'm coming from. And why I feel that way, because I know a man that worked at McDonald's for 30 years and he has $1 million. Okay.
Okay, you know a guy working at McDonald's, that's an exception to the rule. You think everybody's going to get out here and get $1 million like that? The way this system is designed, $1 million, that's probably the top 1 to 5% who make that kind of money. You're asking an awful lot. And you talk about the properties you own. Where are they? Are you a slumlord? Or are people paying you rent on time? What do your properties look like? You say you're making all this money. At the end of the day, you're full of drama. And you're getting up here on this show looking for a man, and you haven't gotten your life together, and you're 51 years old. Still BS. Fair use. Let's continue.
A man with $1 million gonna date you. You a wife, married to somebody, you come in with drama. Why the hell, if I got $1 million, I'm gonna date you? Why?
I'm very successful. I'm a financial advisor.
You come with a crazy.
Bingo. Did not tell you the success. This is the entitlement. I'm a financial advisor. Why would I want to come to you for financial advice? You probably don't have a pot to piss in the back door to throw it out. And you say you don't have drama? So what if you're successful? You're a successful drama queen. How about that? Fair use. Let's continue. This is getting more and more hilarious as the video goes on. Fair use. Let's continue.
Husband, you just told us your husband is harassing you. Who would a man with $1 million would sign up for that drama? Your husband calling you at night, finding you, pulling up to his job, telling you that you with his wife? Why would a man with $1 million go sign up for that bullshit? Are you serious?
You know what, Kendra, I'm a financial advisor. I
don't give a shit if you're a financial advisor. You're fucked up. That's the problem. How you getting me cussing and I don't cuss? Look, ladies, and let me bring it down a notch. We don't care about your money. We don't. We're not intimidated by how much money you make. Being successful does not mean you're stable upstairs, because this 51-year-old woman is not stable. This woman right here is now hiding under being successful. We men aren't stupid. You're not the prize. See, you might be able to get some of those young boys with that big butt and that money. You're not going to get us smart older guys. We got money as well. And guys, don't do what this woman is doing. Don't lead with your money. Don't do it. She's hiding under her money because that's all she has. She has nothing else going for herself. Her mind is just out of it. She's delusional. She's entitled. She's got Stockholm Syndrome. She's trying to defend her crazy husband. She also has cognitive dissonance. She doesn't know why the second husband left her, but he also lied. Basically, she doesn't really know why the third husband is, well, I know why the third husband is probably in the picture. He wants so many assets. She says that they hadn't been intimate in a while. Maybe she wasn't good in bed. Maybe she wasn't. But let's continue. Fair use.
Around wealthy people, mostly.
Then why ain't you with them? Why ain't you with them? If you've been around the wealthy people worth $1 million, then why didn't you settle down with one of them while you married?
I've been on some dates.
You've been on some dates, but they don't want you. You've been on some dates. Everybody's been on dates. Dates don't mean anything. All a date is you're going out eating dinner. You're lucky these days to get a kiss from somebody. Well, a lot of these individuals are hooking up. But in the long run, guys don't want you. Especially when you start talking. You hang yourself very easily. And you're doing it right now. Let's continue. Fair use.
Dates? We all been on dates. You're talking about you want to get married to somebody and be settled down with them right now. You don't understand how this sounds crazy?
I said I wanted to get married. I've already experienced being married before.
Oh, hypocrisy. She said she loved being married. Now she says, I don't want to get married because she's already experienced marriage. Guys, if you date this woman, you're a fool. Don't date this woman. I've exposed hypocrisy, entitlement, Stockholm Syndrome, delusion, cognitive dissonance. These are behavior traits that you're getting with this individual. Kendra is being patient. I wouldn't have been as patient. For fair use, let's continue.
Before I've been.
So if you, okay, but real quick, if you're a financial advisor and you're around millionaire men, why are you here? Why aren't you focusing on the men in your real world?
That is actually a good question, because a number of the men who come on Kendra's show do not make $1 million. A number of them probably are in their 40 or maybe 40 to maybe $80,000 range. So if you're looking for a millionaire, why don't you have one? You don't have one because they don't want you. Period. Let's continue.
Because I think that your show is great, and it's a great show, and I just
okay, and that's good. You can think my show.
Show is great, but you came on her show to find a man. Heck, I think vanilla ice cream is good, but if I eat too much of it, it's bad for you. But vanilla ice cream is still good. That's not the issue. The issue is you came on her show looking for a man and you knew what position you were in. And thank goodness you're a little eye, your eyes, because if you weren't, you would have been found out a long time ago by a man. And like I said, guys, I'm not an expert on dating, not an expert on women, but I have common sense. I'm 57 years old. I know what goes on out here. I'm doing this video again to expose the behavioral traits I see in some of the individuals that Kendra has on her show. Because there are so many individuals that she has on her show who are between 30 and 60 years old who haven't grown up yet. They don't understand the real world. They're not even serious about a relationship. So why would I, as a man, take them seriously? Fair use. Let's continue.
It's a great show, but the question still remains. You're a financial advisor. You just told us you're around wealthy men all the time. Why are you not dating those men on a serious basis? Or why are they not dating you?
Actually, I have been out with.
So you're.
Well, wait a minute. She asked, you have been out on dates, but are they seeing you seriously? You're a financial advisor. You own properties. The bottom line is men don't want to date you. That's the problem. That's the issue. Let's tell it and tell it right. Fair use.
Not so consistent dates, like y'all talking about going the distance?
No, I'm not. See, the thing is, I'm not trying to get married again, Kendra. I just.
Did you hear that hypocrisy again? She said she wanted to get married earlier, but now she just changed. I'm not looking to get married again. That's the hypocrisy. This woman doesn't know what she wants. She's not in a position to have anybody in her life. And she's 51 years old. What she needs right now is a good psychologist. I don't even know if she has borderline personality disorder. I don't. That's more of a Jekyll and Hyde personality. But she's not even thinking in the real world. She's not. Could it be a touch of narcopathy? I don't know. Schizophrenia? I don't know. Ego? Because women have egos as well. A number of them have pride. And this is why it's hard for them, particularly the African American woman. It's hard for her. And again, I don't hate women, period. I'm just exposing behavioral traits. But when it comes to a number of African American women, they have so much pride and ego. That's why they're afraid to admit that they're wrong. But it takes an adult to admit when they're wrong, not to go around the bush, even when you're wrong, to try to prove you're right. And this woman is going through the bushes and back. And at the end of the day, the big problem is she has a lot of drama in her life, and she is in denial as well. She won't mention it, but we see it. Fair use. Let's continue.
You told me in the beginning you liked being married. You wanted to get married.
I do like being married, but I'm too old for for all of that. I don't really want to have sex with anybody anymore, to tell you the truth.
Oh, no. Okay. Now, why would a guy definitely want to be with you? Look, you got guys my age. They want to make love to a woman. So you think you're going to get a man who has a net worth of $1 million? You want him to take you out, and you're not going to let him make love to you or be intimate with him? Oh, hell, who would want to sign up for that deal? Men, listen to me and listen to me closely. Start looking at the behavioral traits of some of these women before you go out with them. And women, start looking at some of these behavior traits from the guys. This woman is not being straight. At the end of the day, she knows she's not ready for a relationship. And I hope Kendra's audience saw the behavioral traits in this woman. Because this woman is no good by far. She's shot. 51 years old, she's shot. Fair use. Let's continue.
Okay, pause. Okay, wait, pause. Let me run this down to you. So you're married, you want a man that's worth $1 million, and you don't want to have sex.
Not really, not like that. Maybe once a month, whatever. But I'm
No, she's trying to ration it out once a month. Hell, you look, you get with her, guys, you're going to cheat on this woman. You're going to do it. And I guarantee, and probably the reason why she doesn't want to have sex or make love or have intimacy, she's not good at it. Probably why her marriage has failed. Again, this woman is in denial. She's delusional. She has entitlement because she makes a lot of money. Stockholm Syndrome. She's defending her husband, although she says her husband's a nice guy, but crazy as hell. And then she said her second husband was a liar, but then she didn't know why or what happened in that relationship. Cognitive dissonance, two conflicting issues. Let's go on. Fair use. Fair use.
I mean, that's the reason why I probably get married again, because, you know, it's just too much involved with this person expects you to sleep with them, do this and that. I'm not going to do that. Okay. I'm not going to be sleeping with somebody if I don't want to sleep with them. You know, I've already been through all that. I've been married 3 times. I've been in relationships. I've been getting married since I was 18 years old. So I already know what it's like to be married. I'm not thirsty to be married to.
You say you want to be married again, but you're not thirsty to be married. But then you say also you don't want to sleep with a guy you've been there. You've done that. Well, what do you expect a man to do? Just wine you and dine you? And shout out to Ringo because he says don't take women out on dates. Well, bottom line is I've always felt that way as well. I've always believed that. Let me not use the word felt. That's female jargon. Let me tell you what I believe. If a woman likes you, you don't have to do a lot of work. You don't even have to have a lot of game. But this woman right here, she's all over the place. She is a wreck. And also remember something, she also has a broken ankle. She also drives around in her car. So really what I'm getting here is she's on social media looking for attention. She doesn't get out and meet people. She says she has dated rich guys. She hasn't picked up any of these rich guys because these rich guys don't want her because they know she is a bag of drama. Let's continue. Fair use.
Anybody. I've been there and done that. I've been all over the world. I've done things in my life that most people wish they can do, that they can accomplish in their life. And
again, she says she's been all over the world. Where? She says she's done things that not many people have done in their lives. Look, I don't have $1 million, but I've been around the world 4 times myself because I was in the military and I did it for free. I did it for free. Okay. I went to college, paid my own way. So you're not doing any more than anybody else. Stop hiding under your accomplishments. You're a woman who's got a lot of drama. And at the end of the day, men don't want to date you, period. Fair use.
And I'm just looking just to date people, maybe just a travel partner. I'm not looking for marriage.
Now you say you're looking for a travel partner. Why? So you can spend his money? You're looking to be a serial dater? That makes no sense. You're in your 50s. How do you have time to date when you have all these properties you own? Answer that question. Fair use.
Marriage, but if it comes my way, I mean, I'll try it again. I'm open
Well, you
to
ain't
it.
looking for marriage because you are.
Well, now you just said if it comes your way, you're open to marriage. But here's the problem. You're already married. So why would you be looking to do it again? All you're going to have is a companion, a sex partner, a travel partner. Oh, you just have a travel partner, or better yet, you just have a what we call a companion where you want him to just wine you and dine you and not do anything else with you while you keep your money. Is that what you want as well? Delusion. Now, I just put that in there. But it does seem like it does appear that she's not going to spend any money on a man, but she loves telling us how successful she is. Fair use, fair use.
Already in a marriage, so you won't need to look for another one.
Over, because sooner or later, I mean, how long can you stay married to somebody that's telling you they don't want you? Please, get out of my life. How long can he keep this?
I got a question. Back to this millionaire man, the millionaire man that you're not gonna sleep with. Could he have sex with other women?
I don't really care what he does, to be honest with you. Yes.
So of course she doesn't. Why? Because she's already been caught up. She's married. She doesn't care what the other guy does. You know why? Because the guy's going to do it anyway. He's a millionaire because he's not checking for her. See, that's another way to basically hide under victimhood. And that's what she just did. What a number of them do. Well, I don't care what he does. Of course, because you're not serious about a relationship. And a man is not going to take you serious. Bottom line, you're 51 years old. You haven't grown up yet. You're living a lie. Fair use. Let's continue.
And because as long as he's not giving her any of our money, I really could give.
Fair use, giving her our money. So it's about resources, our money. So it's our money now. First of all, if you're not married to the man and living with the man, it is not our money. It's his money. Bottom line, you've seen the delusion in this woman. She's not the prize. She's a joke. Now, there's going to be some desperate man that's going to go after her. There is a man without standards. Men, I'm just going to say this. Don't be fooled by a big butt and a smile, and don't listen to all these achievements that some of these women have, because they don't. And I'm exposing all the behavioral traits right now, the bad behavioral traits. Let's continue. Fair use.
Care less, really. I don't care about stuff like that, Ken. Life is too short. A man is going to do what the hell he wants to do anyway. So I feel like this. You go do whatever, as long as you don't give her none of my money, none of our money. I'm living in the houses. I'm driving the cars. Okay, so I don't care.
Also, you living in the houses, you're driving in cars. So he's not living in his own house or driving his car, and you're saying his money. First of all, it's not, again, let me emphasize this. It's not our money. We're not together. So of course you don't care what he does. So you're playing now the victim role now, like you don't care when you really do care. Because it seems to me that it's about the money on your mind, not the man. Let's continue. Fair use.
What the hell you do? I really don't. I'm in my 50s now. I didn't been through it all. I could care less. I just want to have fun and date.
What are your deal breakers?
People with really, really bad teeth.
Smile for us. Smile for us. Well, smile with your teeth. Okay.
Okay, she really didn't give a smile like me. See, I got on my teeth. See, real smile. She didn't open her mouth like that. So, is there something wrong with her teeth now? Okay, I will give that point. The teeth. Okay, your hygiene. Yeah, you got to keep up with that. That's a fact. I will give her that. But she's not the prize. She thinks she's the prize. And now she's trying to again play I don't care what the man does, when you know she does, especially if her money is involved. Fair use. Let's continue.
See, I have all my teeth. Okay. They ain't perfect, but I got them all. But you know what? Someone with decent teeth, good hygiene, of course. Someone that's physically fit. He does not have to be a muscle man, but he does have to be physically fit because I have on my robe right.
Okay, you're saying physically fit. What do you mean by physically fit or is not perfect? Okay. What do you mean? I mean, I work out every day. Am I perfect? No. Have I lost some pounds? No. But it seems to me that you say physically fit. Maybe you should say toned. Okay, because when it comes to ages, some people get older, they put a little bit more weight on. You should see if somebody's going to the doctor. And then, are you taking any medication? See, I'm gonna ask that question. How much medicine are you taking? And you still have that broken ankle. So that's not going to do you any justice. But are you physically fit? Let's continue and see what answer we get.
Right now, my leg is messed up, but I am physically fit. I'm not an obese woman. And you can go look at my page anytime. I'm on Facebook and Instagram. I am very physically fit. Just someone that takes care of themselves,
I never asked this question. So you
Yes.
said we can't see your shape, but you're in good shape, you said?
Yes, I'm in very good shape. I'm gonna stand up a little. Sorry, my legs.
Well, heck, what was that? She only stood up for a moment and sat down. We don't know what you got under that robe because you didn't show anything. Now, again, this is the delusion. She doesn't look like she's in physical shape. In fact, with that broken ankle, you're going to have to go to physical therapy to get that fixed. So even if you had the body, that part of your body isn't working right now. And then you say your teeth aren't perfect. Okay, some of you ladies out there are looking for this perfect man, and this type of man you're looking for doesn't exist. That's the problem, especially if you're in your 50s. Okay, when you're in your 50s, there's nothing wrong with choosing a man that you connect with, but some of the standards that you're requiring are unreasonable and unrealistic. Fair use. Let's continue.
I tripped in.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'7". I wear size 12, and I'm about 183 pounds. And you free to look at my page. I have a page. You can see definitely.
Okay.
Now, let me say this. A 5'7", you're 182 pounds, you wear a size 12. To some men, that's plump. And it depends on how you carry. And you didn't really show us in the Kendra cam how you really carry it. You had the robe on. Again, you weren't prepared to even get on this live stream for a date. And you knew what position you were in. And in the end, my humble opinion, you're somebody that a man should not take serious. Because all you're doing, you're bringing drama to the table, and you're 51 years old. Fair use. Let's continue.
Okay, what else? What else is your deal breakers, child?
Just men, my deal breakers, men that are that hygiene, do not take care of themselves, do not take care of their bodies.
Okay, we got that already. I don't want somebody who's funky. No, we all want people who take care of themselves hygienically. That's a given. Give us something brand new. Fair use.
Someone that, someone with bad energy, I guess.
What are you talking about this energy again? Look, you're either going to connect or you're not going to connect, and that's based on behavior. And that's also based on, do you really want to connect with this person as well? I mean, we're all talking about the vibes and this energy. Listen, that comes based on how attracted you are to that person. And you have to get to know a person before you start, chemistry. I hear everybody talking about chemistry. It's not chemistry, it's connection. You have to connect outwardly, inwardly, psychologically, and emotionally, and sexually. And that person that you connect with may not be the model you're looking for. But in the end, don't lie to yourself. This woman is lying to herself. And she's in denial. Let's continue.
It's not really too much. It's just, I just like someone to look kind of nice. They don't have to be perfect. And they don't have to be a muscle man. I just want them to look good. That's
And
all.
they have to, okay,
All right.
okay, so, and you said he has to be worth $1 million.
Yes. In order to date me, yes, he does.
The man has to be a millionaire or a net worth of $1 million to date her. Think about it. Let's sit back on that. Does she make $1 million? I don't get that. Now, if she makes $1 million, I could understand that. But what if she doesn't make $1 million? And then what kind of properties does she own? Let's continue. Fair use.
Own his home, because I own homes. It's not that hard. All right. I bought Harlem when Harlem in the early 90s, Kendra, when no one cared about Harlem, New York. I bought properties in Harlem and I flipped them for over $1 million. Okay. In 2014. So there's no reason.
Okay, you say you flipped them for over $1 million. Is that commission? Are you working for yourself? You said you own properties. Are you a real estate agent? You say you're a financial advisor. Everybody doesn't have a house. You think it's that easy? It's not that easy. And I don't believe you have all those houses. Because if somebody done some research on you, or if you had some renters, they would probably tell somebody like me who was investigating you, oh, she's not a good landlord. Do you have people working for you? See, the word entrepreneurship, when somebody says they own something, make them prove it. Prove to us that you flip a lot of these houses. I know Harlem had some slums in there. Now, I don't live in New York, but I've been to New York. You're talking about caring for the community. That's good. But the community doesn't mean anything when you're looking for this man that's making all this money. But what if you don't have all that money? What if you're not making that money? But now, if you are, okay, that's understandable. But here's the problem. You're still married. You still bring a lot of chaos. That's the issue. So all your achievements are negated. You live in a house of drama. And no man, even a $40,000 year man, wouldn't be dumb enough to date you. So in other words, you're just going to be single. Maybe that's why you and your ex-husband didn't get along. Maybe he didn't make the money you made. He had too big of an ego. You wanted to be the rooster instead of the hen. Fair use. Let's continue.
For anybody to not have any money. I know a guy that made a career out of
there's plenty of men that got money. That's not, we ain't talking about that.
There are plenty of men who have money, but are they willing to date you? Are you dateable? That's the question. And right now you're showing me that you're not dateable. Fair use. Let's continue.
Are they going to want to date you?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
just the question.
I don't have a problem. Like I said before.
You don't have a problem, so why aren't you dating? You say you're dating. Why don't you have a man? You don't have a problem? Of course you have a problem. You're in denial. Or you may not tell the man everything, because if you did, you'd have a lot to answer for. And a man is not going to date you if you're not going to give him sex or give him intimacy. Let's use that word, give him intimacy. He's not going to date you if you're still married. He's not going to date you if you have a lot of drama. I don't care what your achievements are. You're not dateable for any man out there, regardless of how much money he makes. Fair use. Let's continue.
I go places. I'm always mostly in a car, so I'm not walking around. And if I was, I'm sure somebody would.
So now you say you go places, but I'm mostly in the car, but you're walking around. Girl, you're not dating it. Nobody wants to date you. You're full of crap. All you're doing is talking. As a man, we're never going to take you seriously. I think you might have the Dunning Kruger Effect. You're overpraising yourself. That's what you're doing. Because in the end, we don't care about your money. We care if you can bring us peace. That's what we want in a woman. Can you bring us peace? Because we make our own money. And we're not intimidated if you make more money than we are, some of us. You try to throw it in our face, but it doesn't work for all of us. You say you want a man to own his own home. Yeah, a man should have his own place. But that's a given. That's called being an adult. You're 51 years old. You're still making the same mistakes now that you made when you were 21 years old. Fair use. Let's continue.
Hit me up. I go to Costco's. I go to regular places. I meet people all the time, but it's just
Okay, let's keep going. So when was the last time you was intimate with someone?
Truth, like
We can't hear you.
2 weeks ago.
So you were intimate with somebody. So, you said you don't want to have sex with a man, but you just let a man knock the bottom out of it 2 weeks ago. What a hypocrite. More hypocrisy. You see this, guys? You see what I'm doing? I'm exposing everything. This is why this woman is undateable. She's in denial. She lies. She's 51 years old, acting like 21. Cognitive dissonance, Dunning Kruger effect, entitlement issues, delusion, and denial. Fair use. Let's continue.
2 weeks ago. So is that guy an option?
No, because he's married.
So that guy is not an option because he's married, but you're married. But you went and you let him dip his rod in that chocolate, but you won't deal with him because he's married. You're married. Hypocrisy at its finest. Fair use. Let's continue.
So I can't.
So why is that a problem with you? You're married.
Um.
And you also said you don't care what a man does, did you not? As long as he's not taking our money and spending it on other women. So why should you care? Did you say you didn't care? Fair use. Let's continue.
So let me get this straight. Okay. We ain't even got enough flags to throw at you no more, girl. We ain't got enough flags. So you married.
Man, if this was a football game, it'd be disqualified. So many yellow flags would have been thrown on the field. But this woman has nothing but red flags. All red flags. She's all over the place. And as a man, especially if you have money, use your options. But don't make her an option for you. Don't do it if you're looking for a relationship. You already know this, but I'm just reminding you. What you need to do with this woman, charge her to the streets. Fair use. Let's continue.
Married to somebody else. You got a crazy husband who don't want to let you go. The man gotta be worth $1 million. And you're not gonna have sex with him all the time because you don't like having sex. And you a woman that sleeps with other married men.
Well, that was
Jennifer. No, your name ain't Jennifer. Channy, Jennifer, Melissa, Keisha. I don't give a damn. What's your name?
This Channy doesn't even make a bit of sense. Never made any sense to me, and I'm glad that Kendra saw the signs that I saw. Now, again, I already saw the video anyway. I'm just reviewing the video because I wanted to pick out the types of personality traits. Very important that you understand people's behavior traits. This was a show of a lot of them. Fair use. Let's continue.
Name is get your ass off my show. I can't do it no more. I'm sorry. I tried. I really did try. Charity, Jaleesa, Rebecca, I don't give a damn what her name is. Get your ass off my show. I don't got time for it. I don't got time for it. Go somewhere else. And
Again, 51 years old, asking for a lot, bringing nothing to the table. Now, I wouldn't have been as patient as Kendra, but what I wanted to show you is what happens when you don't ask the tough questions. Now, Kendra asked her some questions, but she didn't go as deep as I did when it came to the personality. This woman's 51 years old, still married, crazy husband. Husband doesn't want to let her go. She says she's been all over the world. She's got 2 kids. First husband, unfortunately, passed away in a construction accident. Second husband left her. She said he lied, but then she said she didn't know what happened in the relationship. Third one doesn't want to give her a divorce. So they've been separated, living in different domiciles for 5 months, but she's looking for a man. But she says she's not going to have sex with a man. But then 2 weeks ago, she had sex with a married man. But she said that man wasn't an option for her because he was married, but yet she was married. She said she loved being married, but then she turned around and said, I don't want to get married again. Now, all I can tell you is, even with all of the properties and her achievements, bottom line with her, she still has a lot of drama. And guys, don't date any women who have drama, no matter how much money they have, no matter how good they look. Because in the end, the type of guy that she was looking for, net worth of $1 million, she's a woman you charge to the streets because she doesn't have enough respect for herself. She also had a broken ankle. I understand she couldn't stand up. She was in a robe, so she wasn't properly prepared, in my opinion. Her appearance, it wasn't suitable enough for anybody to look at. You know, when you are looking for somebody, just like a salesman, you got to be able, just like getting a job, you got to sell yourself. She didn't care about anybody, not even herself. So much delusion and so much denial I saw in that video. And to sum it up, all I see is a childish 51-year-old woman who has a lot of drama. And in the end, guys, no matter how much money they make, will take her seriously. And the result, you got to charge her to the streets. And that's my commentary for this edition of the 401 Talk Zone radio show right here on YouTube. If you like what I just presented, please comment, share, and subscribe. And if you are looking for some educational content, check out my second channel called the QCIS channel, formerly the Mind of STEM channel. On that channel, I give you a daily dose of science, technology, engineering, and math. Now, if you cannot find the QCIS channel or the 411 Talk Zone radio show channel on YouTube, you can check me out on Twitter. Now, when it comes to the QCIS channel, I take it one step further since it is an educational channel. Find that channel on LinkedIn, because at the end of the day, be blessed for what you have. Don't worry about what you don't have. Always know that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. For you individuals who are offended or you're not offended, I'm going to share this cliche with you. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if the shoe fits, wear it. If you don't like the shoe, change it. Once again, thank you for listening to this edition of the 411 Talk Zone radio show right here on YouTube. You can catch me Wednesday when I bring out another live stream. We're going to get into ego, we're going to get into power, and probably the Peter Pan syndrome, whatever I can think of. We're going to get into more psychological topics. 7:00 p.m. Wednesday. So in the meantime, again, I want to thank you for viewing this video right here on the 411 Talk Zone radio show channel. Till next time, my name is Leon Jones. I want you all to have a wonderful and gracious evening. God bless you. I'm out.